Have you ever looked at your life and thought there has to be more than this? I know that feeling. Just 12 months ago, I was an American solo parent dreaming of a life abroad. But I was feeling completely overwhelmed by the how. Today, I'm going to share my story of how I made that leap and how you can too. This isn't just my story, it's a blueprint of the exact steps and mindset shifts I used to move abroad in under a year. You'll learn how I broke free from the hustle and found my peace. Also created a new life for my daughter and I. And to help you start mapping out the practical side the right way, make sure you've downloaded the Moving Abroad Toolkit. It's got the Moving Abroad calculator and timeline generator to get you started on your journey. The first step I took to moving abroad was defining a number, an exact number that I would need to feel comfortable to move abroad with a small child. 2 years ago, my life looked pretty good from the outside. I owned a nail studio in the city and it cost me a lot of money to run. People might have thought that I had everything figured out. But deep down, I felt worried and tired all the time. Every day felt like hard work. And slowly, I started to feel unhappy about being a business owner. I thought I had reached my goals, but then I hit a wall, a profound energetic barrier. I felt like nothing I did would get me past it or push me forward in the direction where I actually felt good and felt comfortable about what I was doing on a daily basis. I felt completely stuck in all the ways, physically, mentally, and emotionally. The hardest part was realizing that I felt like I had built this business for no reason. Mind you, I'm outside. I'm currently in Brazil. Everybody on the peninsula that I live in rides four-wheelers and motorcycles, so you're going to definitely hear that in the background. My business was supposed to grant me freedom, but instead I felt like it had taken it all away. This was the American hustle culture, and it was sabotaging my peace. From that place of discomfort, I knew I had to make a big change. I embarked on a serious, honest, deep dive into what would actually make me happy. The answer, when I finally got it, was surprising and liberating. I decided I wanted to sell information. With 15 years of experience as a business owner, I had realized I had a wealth of knowledge and that could really help others. But that wasn't the only piece. I also desperately wanted to travel abroad and finally live the life I thought business ownership would provide. My dream became very clear at that point. I wanted to travel and make money. I wanted to be a world citizen, to move, to operate, and thrive purely off my knowledge and inner energy. The decision was absolute. I was going to do it. There was nothing that could stop me. The how didn't matter anymore. I knew I would just take the steps I needed to take when they would arrive, and I just knew that I could do that within a year. My lease was up. I had just signed a new lease, so I knew that I was gonna be stuck there for a whole year, and I knew with my researching skills and abilities that it wouldn't take me long to figure out exactly what I needed to do and create a plan for myself. The very first step wasn't about booking a flight. It required a lot of inner work. I understood that for my external world to shift, my internal world had to shift. I had to change the way I viewed myself and what I thought I deserved. I had to transform. So little by little, I started to envision myself as who I wanted to be. It wasn't about becoming anymore. I didn't have any time to become. I had to be that person. What did me, who had already moved abroad, do? What would she do in this instance? I started thinking from that perspective, and it allowed me to make decisions that my future self, the self that had already moved to wherever she was going to move to, had accomplished. This inner revolution was crucial. I faced my fears head on: the unknown, the guilt from friends and family, the overwhelm, the self-doubt, and the fear of failure. Every time something would arise that would challenge me to expand or be different, I would accept the challenge. I would go in and I would see what is bothering me about this, and how can I shine a light on it, crush it, dominate it until I was bigger than it, and it was now small, and now nothing I needed to worry about, or just eliminate it completely. I knew that I had to continue to face my fears. When I decided to move abroad, I decided to change completely. I decided to address all of my shadows. That included drinking, smoking, partying, anything I felt like I had been wanting to change. I had already said yes to changing it and becoming completely new. I was in. I started to use my high-paying skills to create income streams that weren't tied to a physical location. This was very important to me, and something I had been really thinking about really hard for the last 5 years on how to do that. What exactly were my skills? How could they be transferable? And this is where the magic of geo arbitrage comes into play. I decided that I was going to take my American dollar and go somewhere where it was worth a lot more. I learned how to drastically cut my expenses and generate income with a move abroad mindset. Everything I did was about moving abroad. Whether I saved $1 or spent $1, the will behind it was because I was moving abroad. If you don't know how much it's going to cost for you to move abroad, use the moving abroad calculator. It's built on these principles, and it shows you how your current housing can fund your move. With my mindset and financial strategy in place, I created a concrete plan. This involved tackling passports and visas early, researching healthcare, and planning for my daughter's education and well-being. The iterative timeline generator was key here. It helped me to break down all those big tasks into manageable steps where I could plan for under 12 months. Okay? And in the updated version of this timeline generator, you can plan for 90 days or 6 months instead of 12. I knew that I wouldn't get all the answers right away, and once I arrived in Brazil, I knew that doors would open for me. Ways for me to continue to transform, make more money, become a better parent, become a better business owner would open its doors to me. I just had to show up. I moved abroad because I wanted to get to a position where I didn't have to worry about hustle culture, being overworked, underpaid, not valuing my time and having others not value my time, being overwhelmed and stressed out, which affect my view of motherhood and parenthood. I knew that the decision to move abroad would push me into a category where I had freedom of location, because at that point I will have created new income and I just would have the world at my fingertips. Finally, here in Brazil, I found peace and quiet more often, even amidst the beautiful chaos of being a human, being a mom. I'm able to be more creative because I'm not in the rat race fighting for peace of mind or progression. What's the other word people like to use? Productivity. I've released the constant need to do. and it has made my ability to create all the more potent, which is extremely important to me as someone who views themselves as an artist. This journey was about creating a legacy for my daughter and showing her what it means to live a life of intention, courage, and true fulfillment, not just of accumulation. My journey from feeling stuck to thriving wasn't easy, but it was absolutely worth it. And with little small steps, it was not challenging. It started with an inner shift and was followed by a strategic plan. It's a path you can walk too. You are capable, you are resilient, and your dream is absolutely within reach. Don't let fear or confusion hold you back any longer. So, if you're feeling inspired to get a number, you're definitely going to want to download the Moving Abroad Toolkit. It's free and includes the Moving Abroad calculator to sort your finances and First, download my Moving Abroad Toolkit. It's free and includes the Moving Abroad calculator to sort your finances and the interactive timeline generator to map out your journey. Then, for the full deep dive, I have a 50-plus page workshop. It covers every single detail to ensure your move is smooth and successful. This is something you can do on your own. And for those of you who want feedback, who want someone to talk to, who want someone to guide you through this process, I offer one-on-one consultations, and you can book all of this with me or get your free toolkit in the bio. See you on the other side.